Good evening and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. We're hosting the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup today, and a race between Amarith Alterna and hxcjedders. In commentary booth today are Trace Byer and Tyler Salt. Take it away.
Thanks, Zeke. My name is Tyler Salt, here with Trace Byer. Trey, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Tyler?
I am doing great. Looking forward to a race. This is an elimination match here. This series is 1-1 in the loser bracket. Loser goes home, and it looks like we are off here. The stakes could not be higher for this match.
Indeed. You can definitely imagine there's a lot going on in both racers' minds tonight.
Absolutely. We have some high quality sprite choices, I have to say. Magus from Jedders, from Chrono Trigger, one of my favorites, and Garnet from Steven Universe, my own personal sprite that I use there on Amarith's side here for this standard seed.
Looks like we got a quick map check from Amarith. I believe I saw a pendant over in Eastern, and then 2 crystals in the Light World.
And a Fire Rod start from the Uncle today.
Always a nice one. Definitely takes out the enemies fairly quickly, so you don't have to worry about any other ammo other than your magic here.
That is true. With although I will say that you do have to be a little bit careful with a Fire Rod start to look, first of all, to manage your magic, and then also about farming for bombs, right? Just because of managing your magic makes it a little bit harder to kill all the guards and rats that you might need to. As we see Amarith using some, and we do see that those guards are gonna be in the 8-bomb pack because we saw a heart, we saw a fairy, we saw a full magic drop from the guards. So heads up by Amarith to use some of those bushes there to figure out what prize pack she's in with these guards and save some Fire Rod magic.
Exactly. Well worth it. If you can pull out bombs early in escape, then you can hit the bag and not have to worry about it. There's been plenty of times where progression's been back there, and if you don't find a glove, you got to walk the whole way back from the front of Hyrule Castle, and no one wants to do that.
But look, we found a sword anyway, so everything's fine. Thanks, game.
Yeah. No worrying about managing magic anymore. I definitely assume we will still see both players use the Fire Rod here. It's much easier to kill the ball and chain guard with it, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was that 8-bomb drop for Amarith. We'll see. Jedders, I think, should know what pack he's in by now, but we shall see how it goes.
So there will definitely be plenty of opportunity to farm at least the ropes on their way down.
Yeah, absolutely. So Pendant Eastern today, which means we're gonna just book it there, right?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Pendant Eastern always has progression. It's Sphere 1, right?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Nice fairy.
Yeah, fairy in a bottle right there. Very nice to find. Always happy to find a bottle before the cack swing. Be able to take out a sick kid, like take him out,
Yes, definitely. I mean, sometimes you want to do that when he doesn't give you anything. But...
It's time to put him out of his misery.
Well, there's that fairy. We can just give him the fairy. Maybe that'll cure him.
That's true. Yeah. Give him that fairy. He'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like Tyler needs one more drop, and he'll have his 8-pack of bombs.
Oh, really? Crap! Am I playing? Shit.
Oh wait! Wow. Listen, good job, Tyler. I'm proud of you.
That was last night.
Yes.
I also could have used those bombs last night, but there it is for Jedders.
There they are for Jedders. It's been quite the day. I apologize.
No, it happens to the best of us, for sure. while we're here in the escape sequence, kind of tracking through here. There shouldn't be too much happening right now. Again, big thanks to Zeke Highwind for restreaming today, and as well as to Samimas for being our tracker, hitting those buttons so everybody knows what's happening. We really appreciate it.
Trackers, definitely the unsung heroes of restreams here. I've done it once, and it's definitely a job. I'll tell you that.
It is hard. It is hard. And I will say, we should probably at some point stop calling them the unsung heroes, because we do like sing about them, call them that in every scene, or at least I do. So
this is very true.
At some point, they are the sung heroes. But anyway, hero nonetheless.
Oh wow, a key! I never would have guessed that would have been a key.
Yeah, needed that. That would have been weird if there hadn't been a key.
It would have been a very short scene if it wasn't. No map yet, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So there's at least a map in here somewhere.
Always nice when that map ends up in the sank chest, and then you can think about not opening that chest. And then you open it anyway because of muscle memory. That's always a good time.
Yup. We'll see if that gets to happen today.
Nope, there it is.
I was hoping.
But that might have been the worst back of escape room I've ever seen in my life. A single rupee, a piece of heart, and the map. Ugh.
Not even worth it. I would want my bomb back.
I'd rather have the bomb too, yeah.
All right, Jedder's going to be the first out of escape. The main time difference here basically being that map check and a little bit of that early farming on Amarith's side.
Ooh, but we do get a lamp there from the sank chest. So that's nice to have. Not strictly necessary, of course, but you're never going to turn it down.
Definitely not. I'm sure both runners are very, very comfortable in their dark rooms. But having the lamp and being able to do those without it being dark is so nice.
It is nice. It does. We've got a sword. We've got a lamp.
Well, I mean, any more, that just seems to be the norm. So
yeah. Looking out for a cape or another sword here. And as we see both of our runners, maybe hedging against that by going and checking Lumberjack early.
I don't blame them. I'd do the same thing.
And that's a book. That is a book on the Lumberjack. Just saw that earlier in a race in the main tournament, and it turned out to be required. So we shall see what that turns into. That's going to be in the back of our mind for our runners. At this point, seeing a fetch quest on the Lumberjack ledge, I'm actually kind of rooting. If I'm these runners, I'm kind of rooting for Aga being my Dark World access at that point.
Absolutely, because at that point, it's something you need to do. And once you get boots, you can just go grab your book real quick.
Yep. All right. Looks like both of our runners are going to be headed into Kakariko. No shenanigans about heading and trying to do something else first. I've seen a lot of that here in not only in the Challenge Cup but in the main tournament as well with these 1v1 matches. You know, sometimes you want to try to zag when your opponent zags, and that oftentimes that comes to or that means a try to put off CAC for as long as you can and go somewhere else. But in this situation, without say the bow or the flute or something like that would point you in a different direction, this seems like the reasonable play.
Absolutely. There's so many items here that's the chances that there's nothing here, it seems like it's pretty low.
Yeah, it's less a CAC skip and more of a CAC delay, right? Because everybody's coming through here. The only hope is that you'd find a bottle, which they already have, and or the flute, right, to make it so you can like limit the number of times that you have to come back here. So with the bottle, even less attractive to do that.
Exactly. But not a lot of. I mean, I guess we got blue mail out of Blind's Hut here, but not too much else.
Yeah, blue mail's nice, certainly.
All right, come on, Cackwell. I believe in you.
All bombs so far. Jedders pulls piece of heart and a piece of heart and a moon pearl. All right, that was about to be all garbage, but we do have a moon pearl now,
which almost just points more toward Aga. If you think about it.
Certainly does not point us anywhere else.
Getting scammed by the second best scammer in all of Hyrule. The first, of course, being King Zora himself.
Of course. Amarith frees the chicken. You love to see it.
Man, are we really only going to pull a Moon Pearl out of Kakariko?
That's brutal.
Oh, man. Another chicken. Wait, there's actually a chicken in there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I never pick up that top pot, so I never knew that.
It's because it's a chicken. There's no need to. Except for the memes. So at this point, with Kek coming up so empty, aside from the Moon Pearl, really could have just skipped it entirely and been fine. Do you blind check the race game here?
Ooh.
A mushroom. So we got some boots locked fetch quests here.
I think I would. We've got plenty of bombs, and there's a powder.
Ooh, yep. YOLO the race game.
Yeah, it's
totally powder.
Totally.
Amarith, that's a lead change right there, folks, in the 12th minute. But yeah, 2 fetch quests boot locked early with the book on Lumberjack and the mushroom on the library. So keep an eye out for those boots for sure.
Of course, best case scenario for the runners, maybe not for us, is boots in GT, because then we're never getting those fetch quests.
That is true. That is true. If you don't find the boots, you feel good.
Although then that does require a non-boots locked Desert Palace.
That it would. That's of course, yes. All right, some divergence.
I like it.
Jedders heard us talking about Pendant Eastern and wants some of that. So it's headed over there with Amarith doing the more traditional South Shore check. We'll see how that turns out for them. Just 10 arrows in the dam first.
I feel like neither is a bad play. Because they both got a decent number of items. You're going to find something somewhere, hopefully. Ooh.
Green Pendant Misery Mire for us today. Thanks for the check there.
Not necessarily a required flute, but a cane.
And a red cane, yeah. Good to have that.
Of course, Saha lost that there. He had the cane.
That's why he can't leave.
And Mini Moldorm on Amarith's side. Maybe.
Oop. Gonna walk out back in again to reset the position there. Oh no. Threw a bomb right into the pit.
Clean that room up at least.
Yeah, well done.
That central Mini Moldorm is like the most rude.
Oh, there's our cape
and a bow.
Oh man, that's gotta feel bad if you're Jedders once he sees that bow. But yeah, there's our Aga 1 access. Do you rush it?
You know, I think if I didn't get the bow, I would. But given that we have that bow, that's an entire dungeon we can complete in the late world, with half of it being Sphere 1.
It is a pendant, though.
It's a pendant, but I mean, there's a bunch of stuff there. We are 2 items from natural Dark World access. One of those being one minimum being the glove. So if we end up finding a glove somewhere, that could also send us up the mountain. That also gives us Zora. There's also a few out of logic checks here that the runners can do.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Amarith is walking out of Ice Rod Cave, which seems to indicate that she is headed down for a fake flipper. Speaking of some of those out of logic checks, there are a couple of those that she'll be able to hit.
Yep, we will most likely see the man under the bridge and the waterfall, and probably we don't quite have the money for Zora yet, but we might at least see the ledge.
And you know what? Amarith's got a bow and some bombs. Could fake flipper the ledge too. Splash delete.
Very true.
I always find that's definitely the trickiest one. I have trouble with that one all the time, but it is possible. I've seen it done. You can do it.
I've seen it done. I saw it done last night in a Challenge Cup race where they splash deleted for a hammer there.
Oh, I guess I should practice that.
It can be useful, definitely, especially when the Dark World logic locked hammer is there. So
yeah, that's a big win.
This Eastern's had a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, it's a Garbo Eastern, unfortunately not paying off at all for Jedders. We'll see whether Amarith decides to keep going through there with her bow and kill Armos Knights. We'll see if Jedders heads back there once he finds this bow in Mini Moldorm Cave. That would feel bad. But there's not a ton of other places to go.
No, we've got Agina.
And that's
basically,
it. Yeah. So he's headed there right now. So
I don't particularly hate this either.
No, this feels very Aga-y to me.
Yeah, I don't see, unless like Jedders pulls out a glove here. I don't see anything else coming out of these light world checks.
Amarith getting bailed out by a big 300 rupees there in the waterfall fairy cave is going to be able to pay off Zora.
Our dearest Agina has $100 and just 50 on the ledge.
If I'm Amarith, I think I go Aga. I'm not even sure that I go to Saha at this point. Unless Zora gives you either the glove or the hammer, in which case I would go look for the other piece of that. But yeah, just 10 arrows though.
There's the boots. So
was the boots on Desert Ledge there?
They are. Which logically means actually the only way into those is with a mirror and the flute.
Yep, we're gonna need both that mirror and that flute to get the boots.
Wolf.
With the book on Lumberjack. And you're gonna need both gloves, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that is true.
Amarith is headed into Saha at the very least.
Which is necessary. She does more than likely need the cane. Unless TR also happens to be our last pendant.
Yeah, but you want the cane for shenanigans, if nothing else.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's going to be a really nice piece of intel there for Jedders about those boots on Desert Ledge. We'll see at what point Amarith looks for that and heads over there. And looks like she is headed over into Eastern Palace, so does not want any part of Aga 1 just yet.
Yeah, as far as for Amarith, she's got Eastern, Agina, and Aga left. So to me, this makes sense. You're already over here. You may as well clear it out.
Yeah, we'll see if she she'll almost certainly go on and kill Armos Knights. I believe they have an item, if I was counting correctly.
I think so. I think I was counting.
Oh yeah, they must, because Jedders went all the way to the vanilla big key chest, and it was a dungeon item. So there's got to be an item on Armos. So
if that turns out to be a glove, that would be interesting.
That'd be big. Although I will say that. Oh, yeah, no, that would be really interesting. Now with AGA access, boy, I was about to say that Jedders would get funneled back there before too long, but that's not true at all. So if that's our first glove, logically, then that could be, I guess it could be either glove, logically, but that could be really tricky for Jedders. When do you go back there?
Exactly. Especially if, if we find a mirror early, and Pod is also a pendant, are you going to want to go into there for your glove? Because that seems...
I sure wouldn't. I would have to eventually. And Zeke makes a good point in chat that a glove opens up at least 2 checks up there on Death Mountain, the Old Man, and inside Spec Rock. Not much else up there without the hook or the mirror. But it would pull her a little bit farther away from AGA 1.
So then the real question is, do you want to see that if you're running this? Do you want to be pulled away from AGA more and more, and then eventually be funneled into it, or would you rather just as soon as possible go get it done?
I mean, if I'm it's a hard decision, but first of all, if that happens there in this particular situation, I would be thrilled that that I just got progression off of a pendant boss, right? At the very least, that's a big positive. But I think that that's hard to say. I'd probably go do AGA in that situation, hoping to just put off it could go either way, but I think that AGA opens up more checks.
Yeah, for sure. Even though with this current loadout, the more checks is Pod and the Pyramid. And that's it, actually, because we don't have any way up. We can't go north and we can't go south.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it makes more sense if I had to predict which of those things could be on Armos Knights. The hammer seems more likely, because the hammer. Then, if it's the hammer, you go straight to AGA, and that opens up Hype Cave, and Pod is full clearable, and it seems more likely to be the case.
Right. So let's. If that happens, Chjedders is gonna have to come back.
Yeah, that would be really too bad. So yeah, if you're rooting for Chjedders, you want Amerith to pull nothing here out of Armos Knights for sure.
Speaking of Armos, in we go.
And Chjedders is headed to AGA. It's the hook shot. Interesting. Interesting indeed. We didn't even think about that.
No.
Now you go up the mountain.
We can't.
Oh no, you can't. You can't. No glove. Right. All right. So AGA then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once we get to Pod, we're probably gonna find a glove or a hammer. Or
I would think so.
One of those 3 things is there. It has to be, because then that will allow Amerith to access West Dark World.
Yeah, because you need either a glove or the flippers or the hammer to access that hook shot spot there in the North Dark World. So,
but that might be pretty big.
Yeah, that's a huge break for Amerith, and unfortunate sequencing there by Chjedders. Nothing you can do to help it. but it is a little bit unfortunate. Amerith looks like is going to get that knowledge that those boots are over on Desert Ledge. That's good to know. And is going to try to full clear the White World here before going to Aga.
Definitely will be a little disappointed in the 100 rupees, but we'll definitely see both runners in Castle Tower here in just a moment.
While we got a couple minutes in between checks, let me talk a little bit about this group that these two runners are in. Pull it back up here. Amerith this is the losers bracket match. Amerith lost 2-1 to Fant in round 1. And Jedders lost 2-0 to Homewrecker in round 1. Fant has moved on already, and so the winner of this match faces Homewrecker for the tiebreaker series. The loser is unfortunately eliminated from the Challenge Cup here in the second round. So we shall, like I said, big stakes here. If you're a sports fan, you love a win or go home game in the playoffs in the tournament, and that's what we have for you here today. Jedders with about a 1 Castle Tower lead, although with the big caveat that Amerith has the hook shot there from Armos Knights in Pendant Eastern Palace.
Definitely might take Jedders some time to get back there. Hopefully not a lot, but
yeah. If you're Jedders, you want to find the mirror in Pod, right? You know, because then you might that at least gives you the highest probability that you end up in the highest probability that you might just go clear out Eastern right then. If there's nothing but the mirror there, for instance. Actually, there has to be something other than the mirror, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm more than confident we will see one of Flipper's, a glove, a hammer.
Yeah, one of those three things has got to be.
Something's going to show up that will actually
could be the flute, I guess.
Ooh, yeah. If we get a flute, we can go up the mountain. Ooh, that's interesting.
And you know that we're gonna. We very well might need that or we're going to need that flute for Meyer area access. And in fact, we're going to need the flute for desert access no matter what, because of where those boots are and where the book is. So the flute would definitely be a nice thing to find. Ooh, Amerith with the nice remembering those that prize pack knowledge from Escape, remembering that these guards are going to have full magic drops, leaning on the fire rod up Escape or up the castle tower and pulls a nice magic refill to help out.
And Jedders into the dark world. On the ledge, there's a glove.
Hey there, you know it. Now this is interesting. If you're Jedders now, do you go into Pod?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I don't. Well, I guess you. He's going up to do catfish first. Which
yeah, he's going to go do catfish, and frankly, I think that with the fire rod, with the sword, without the hammer, I think he's headed over to the other side.
Sure, but how? If you
now he's got a gloves. Oh, he doesn't have the hook shot. Right.
Shot.
Yeah, of course.
So I think Jedders goes into Pod here because he does not have the hook shot to go over to the rest of the dark world.
Okay, new question. If you're Amerith, do you go into Pod?
No,
which is clearly what I meant.
Well, if it, no. Well, maybe. I think it's going to depend upon what our crystal pendant layout is for the rest of the dungeons.
Yeah, I agree. And Jedders hasn't shed any light on that one. Did not give us a check here. Just 20 rupees from Catfish, and is gonna looks like walk all the way back to Pod. I don't know if that's faster than saving and quitting from here. Maybe.
It might be. I don't know. Question from chat: did we get a Dark World map check? No, not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
We are anxiously waiting. Man, we're so excited about just what's happening and what could happen that neither of us actually looked to see how many blue balls Aga gave us.
Yeah, some is the answer. There were some.
More than one.
I am also pretty sure a save and quit is faster. All right, we've got a red crystal at pod.
And Thieves is our other pendant.
I hate Pendant Thieves Town.
It's the worst. With Amarith pulling out the bow, she might be planning pod? No?
No, it's an effective weapon at this point. And she is definitely headed over here. Probably will check Catfish here. And then I would think is going to head over to the left side. You got Skull Woods that's full clearable. You've got the whole... That's definitely the way to get the densest amount of checks, perhaps, right? Because without... And, trying to put off pod until we have that hammer.
So what might be huge for Jedders here is a hammer in pod.
That'd be really, really big for Jedders, yeah.
Because, of course, this game loves to just put items in their vanilla dungeons sometimes. And
of course.
Hammer is definitely one of those ones it likes to do. Hammer and bow, I've found.
Yeah, definitely. Those have a tendency to show up in pod, or at least we have a tendency to notice when they show up in pod.
Yes.
I don't like to... there's a lot of... especially in commentary for this game, there's a lot of confirmation bias and gambler's fallacy crap going on. And, the randomizer isn't doing anything lately. It's random.
Right.
So try to cut down on that where we can. Yeah, Amarith has the hook out. She is headed over to the Western Dark World.
I assume more than likely we're going to see at least a glance at Bumper Cave here, Bumper Ledge, because we do have the cape.
We do have a cape.
We could do it.
Imagine having a cape. It's great,
right? It's like how we got into the Dark World somehow with it.
Yeah.
Just a piece of heart today. Nothing too exciting. And Jedders did get a shield. And a big key so far out of pod.
So everything else here is a key. We'll need to go to the right side. But can skip the arena ledge chest if you want, I think. No, you need that key as well, because there was that shield was in the vanilla big key chest, so you need that key.
Yep. Oh, and we're getting a mimic clip on Jedders.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know why. You've got a bow, but sure, why not?
Very quickly done too. Like that was actually impressive.
That was very good. Definitely a swag play. Oh, Jedders always swag mimic clips. All right. Everybody's gonna have a bit, I guess. I admire commitment to a bit almost more than anything else in the world. So,
damn, that's fair. I can understand
that. Big Brain drops the fairy before the death warp. Important. Amarith gets to go through one of the worst rooms in the game in the best possible way.
Yes. Some would argue the worst room in the game.
I mean, the first screen of Death Mountain exists.
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong with that. Actually, between the dead rocks and all of the boulders, I don't know what's worse. Ooh, yeah, nope, you're right. Never mind. I don't think we pulled any items out of the front of Skullwoods. I don't think I saw anything.
I also did not see anything.
So possibly we'll see the both items back here. So I don't think Amarith got the big key either. Oh look, another shield.
Yeah, Zeke mentioning in chat, powder doing work today. It's because magic powder's great. Everybody loves magic powder.
Yeah.
Jedders has to backtrack for Harmless Hellway. It's just the map.
Still worth it to check. If you're counting your keys, you don't want to possibly leave an item in there.
Oh, absolutely. But is gonna try that, I guess. I guess sure you can try that once. Why not?
It might be a little faster if you get it the first time. But it's there's our mitts.
Oh boy! All right, those are good.
That gives Jedders Dark World access, actually, on the left side of the world.
Yeah, you have to imagine though, if no matter what after this first loop, I'm not sure what there would be that Amarith could find over here in the western half of the Dark World that would stop her from just going to pod immediately, like after the big loop. It does pull Jedders away from Eastern Palace, though. That is true.
Yeah, which is definitely not ideal. Because
yeah, it's because there's nothing else in pod, so he would have been funneled right back to Eastern.
Exactly. So unfortunately, he's gonna make his way over to Village of Outcasts. Probably dip into maybe Thieves Town. That's a pendant, the best pendant dungeon. Possibly follow Amarith into Skullwoods here. We got a lot of options. Amarith almost taken a death. That was a
really good finish there by Amarith. Fighter Sword Moth is no joke.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, you have to think that this is going to be if not a hard last location on that hook shot for Jedders, pretty close. It's going to take some real out of the box thinking for him to go back to Pendant Armos for that hook shot before he absolutely has to.
Absolutely. If you're say we get to that point where Jedders is like hook shot go. Do you go into Hookless Swamp looking for a hook shot?
Over one check on Pendant Armos Nights? Yeah, I think I do. and that sucks. So
it'll definitely be very interesting to see how this one plays out. I'm actually excited. This is a fantastic elimination match for sure.
Yeah, you gotta hope now if you're Jedders. Your best hope is that the mirror is hookshot locked, right? If the mirror is over on the east side of Death Mountain, then that's probably the best case scenario for Jedders, because he's gonna need that hookshot to get the mirror, which is the only other thing that could give him access to more of the mountain. So that would be the big thing.
Amarith making her way right into the Village of Outcasts area. I'm assuming going to get the overworld checks first.
Well, with Thieves Town being a a pendant, I could see just kind of dipping in there anyway. But yeah.
Oh yeah, the first 4 is definitely not a bad not bad to go in for.
But maybe you do the overworld checks just in case one of them's the mirror, right? That makes that that front 4 check a little bit nicer.
Yeah, mirror or a hammer, because
yeah,
if we don't get a bunch of anything out of the front, you got to consider going to the back, and go into the basement without a hammer is the scariest thing.
It's definitely it definitely makes you go yikes a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially if you pull the small key here in the front. Then you're like, nah, I don't know.
Jedder's about to fall into his moth fight.
Much lower magic level than Amarith did, than Amarith had going into this fight. So going to be a little trickier for him. And also, he doesn't have a fairy, because he had to let his fairy go for a death warp in pod.
Seems to be handling it very well, though.
That was a clinic on Fighter Sword Moth. That was a really, really good fight.
Indeed. That was great.
Amarith
going
is
to the back.
headed to the back of Pendant Thieves.
We only got one. We got a shovel out of the front, and that's it.
And that's it. Yeah, with 3 items in the back, even without the hammer, I think this is the play.
You and blinds in logic. I don't see a bad. There's not a terrible. I guess there's a fear that you're leaving something in the big chest. It's not a hammer, but it could be anything else. A nice bomb jump from Jedders there, rewarded with his 20 rupees out of the big chest.
Yeah, and is gonna did save some time over Amarith in Skull Woods because cleared it back to front, and so got both of those items right quick and does not have to do the rest of it.
So we haven't talked about it yet, but Amarith's going to have 2 pendants here.
I was just thinking about this. That is like maybe another reason that Amarith is headed to the back of Thieves Town without much hesitation, is that she already has 1 pendant. So why not hedge against a ped play by coming in here, especially when you're going to be able to get 2 or 3 items in the back.
Yep, exactly. There's a non-zero number of items that is definitely larger than expected that could be on ped. Because what? It could be an ice rod. Actually, pretty much anything except the flute.
I say it can always be the ice rod, but yeah, anything except for the flute. Could be on ped for sure. That feels bad.
That's a scary thing. Jedder's opting to go south here. He's gonna take care of his South Dark World checks instead of dipping into Thieves. I imagine he'll pick up the Smith here too.
Yeah, a very defensible decision here. And at least for now, it's going to pay off because Marith comes up empty in the back of Thieves Town, and the last item is in the big chest that we don't have a hammer yet, so she can't get. So there we go. Yeah, right decision there from Jedders.
We're probably going to see a little bit of the same plays from both runners at this point, just because they're kind of in the same place. Minus the Smith, of course.
Minus the Smith chain checks here. We're going to start seeing new information from Jedders instead of from Amerith here. That dig gain was worthless, but mercifully quick, at least. Those are words.
Yeah. Whole 10 arrows here. And what, 3 digs? Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Stumpy with a piece of heart, of course.
Amerith's going to have a bit of a movement advantage with that hook shot as well.
Definitely. It's until I get the boots, it's definitely one of my favorite movement items.
All right, Jedders is going to be the first one to show us Hype Cave. Then we'll probably see a save and quit. Big 20, followed by 5 rupees, 5 rupees, the hammer, and 20 rupees.
Interesting. So we already know it, but Aga obviously hard required here.
Hard required, yeah.
Amerith's gonna get her hammer now. That might drive her over into pod.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the clear move now for Amerith is to head over. You can full clear Crystal Pod. You absolutely go do that. Not having the mirror kind of sucks, but makes routing in there a little bit harder. But that's the clear next play for Amerith at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, Jeddar's going to turn in the Smith here.
And going to show us Magic Bat shortly thereafter.
Oh, yeah, we did just get the hammer. There's no reason not to also just do Magic Bat while you're here. Smith showing their appreciation with a piece of heart.
Yep. Kiss from a dwarf. All right, the Magic Bat is cursing us today with prosperity. Higher taxes.
Higher. Yes.
Oh, crap. I have to do my taxes.
All right. It'll be interesting to see where Jedders goes next. He's got quite a few options available to him.
He's doing purple chest, I think.
Oh, yeah. He could do purple chest and hammer pegs at the same time here.
Yep.
Just leave no stone unturned.
And that makes sense. I'm not sure what else. You could go into Thieves Town at this point if you wanted, now that he has the hammer. So we might see that play first.
Oh, yeah. Then we'll definitely be able to at least see what the big chest is. But it looks like we're going straight to purple chest.
Yeah. I guess if you're going to skip Thieves Town on the first way through when you don't have the hammer, you're probably going to keep skipping it and just kind of commit to that decision and hope that your opponent, like Amerith did, full cleared it and found nothing.
Well, we do have that shovel.
That is true. We do have that shovel. Amerith has not shown us that check yet. That was a whole lot of work. You just pounded in all of those pegs for 1 rupee. You should call the Hyrule Department of Labor. That was a minimum wage violation, I think.
I think so too, definitely.
Shout out to Jossum Sauce in the chat. All right, so if you're a Marith and you get your mitts here, what next?
Ooh. I think I would go up the mountain.
Yeah, I asked that thinking, oh, this will be an interesting thing. And then the words came out of my mouth and I looked at a map and I was like, oh, wait, this isn't interesting. You go up the mountain. That is the clear answer.
Absolutely. With so many checks up there, you just save the smith and you just walk up there. You've got hook shot. You can go over to the right side. You can full clear Hera. You can go do, everything in the light world. Pretty much everything in the dark world. It's almost a no-brainer.
Is Jedders? Jedders is sequence breaking into Ice Palace right now.
I love it. I love it so much.
Unless this is like a. No, okay, yeah, no, this is an Ice Palace play.
This is totally Ice Palace.
For a second, I thought that he was doing like an NMG hop in the whirlpool to get up to the mountain entrance, but that wouldn't make much sense. I love this. Love this early Ice Palace sequence break play.
We've got some Aria. There's no reason not to do this, I don't think. Well, there's plenty of reason not to do it. But.
Yeah, it is solidly outside of logic being one. With no flippers, the possibility that maybe not all of the checks, even if you had the flippers, maybe not all of the checks would be in logic, considering that you don't have the hook shot. Although the hook shot is available to him, so that won't matter.
Right. Exactly. There's definitely a lot of options. And this seems like a very aggressive play, which with the hook shot difference is definitely something he needs to do. Marith gets her mitts. Gonna finish out the dungeon.
All right, item number 1 there. Well fought, well earned item number 1 there in from the Pengator room. Jedders is not flipping the switch. You're probably gonna full clear this, so that's not really a big deal. There you go. Second tries the charm.
All right, Marith is going to make her way down to Helmasaur King.
Yeah, we'll see if there's anything else that's here that's going to be helpful. My guess is no. My guess is that Helma has nothing, and that Amerith's next progression is going to be up the mountain.
More than likely. There's just with the density of items up there, it makes the most sense.
Oh, that never feels good, trying to get down that stairway without the boots or the hook shot. That's always bad.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I believe, unless I missed something, we've got an item on iced tea and an item on cold stare. I think we only saw that one item in here.
I believe you're right.
That are playing it safe, wants no part of that fire bar in that room. This room is deceptively tricky.
It really is. Ice physics are no joke.
They are goofy. All right, and we got a Fighter Sword Helma fight over on Amerith's side, which is never fun. There's an Ice Rod in Ice Palace.
Somewhat fitting, I suppose.
Sure. It's probably where it should have been. Come on, Nintendo.
Alright, and helmet is down. We get a mirror.
Oh boy. That's interesting. What are the implications of that for Jedders now?
Well, he is eventually going to go back to Pod. He does have to clear it as a crystal. It'll be interesting to see if he uses the mirror to also finish Eastern to get his hook shot at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, and it does mean it is really good from Jedders because Jedders is now not going to go up the mountain before that opens the mountain for him without the hook shot. Well, you know,
that could be bad.
That could be bad. It is gonna, you know, it will give him an opportunity to, you know, you beat Helma, you get the mirror. Do you pop over and like that's the big? Do you go to Pendarmos when you get that mirror immediately when it just opened up the entire mountain to you? I think the answer to that is probably no.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh man, Jedders is taking it real easy here, saving some magic by duping the fire rod shots with the bow. I just learned that it was possible to do this with the bow the other day. I knew it was possible with sword beams, but doing a really nice job here.
It's almost like you're shooting fire arrows at Cold Stare.
Yeah. Unfortunately, none of them connected. It looks like because it still took the full round of ice rod shots. And now we've got a hammer Cold Stare, which is never a good time.
No, definitely not. He's got to be careful. He can take one more hit from one of the puffs before he's in Oko.
Yep, definitely a sticky situation here. Doing pretty well though. Oh, spoke too soon there. Probably going to have to switch to fighter sword spins now just to try to keep the puffs a little bit farther away from you.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, nope, that wasn't going to happen. That is too bad for a Jedders there. That's a really, really tough place to take a death.
For sure. He can't go back in because he has no magic.
No magic. And that's probably for the best, honestly.
Has to save and quit out of here just to go anywhere else because it doesn't have that mirror yet.
Goes to Sanctuary. This is probably a mountain play.
Definitely seems like it. Unfortunately for him, it's going to turn him away from the mountain real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, or not.
No, Thieves Town. This is Thieves Town.
Boy. Here we go. Independent Thieves. If he goes through the whole way, we're gonna get a look at that big chest. Yes,
we are. And that he really needs like the flute to be in there or something like that. That would be really huge for Jedders because then each of our runners has put the other one in a position where they're gonna like hard last location something. If you're rooting for Jedders, you really, really, really want to see some progression in this Thieves Town big chest.
Very nice Harapot on Amarith's side there. Getting right up the dungeon real quick.
Good old Harapot.
All right, Amarith right into the best boss in the game, clearly.
Oh, man. Hot take. I like it.
There, I suppose my sarcasm didn't quite come through there.
Definitely the funniest looking boss in the game.
And a small key. I believe Amarith got both items out of here.
I don't know.
Well, we did ignore the big chest, so I'm going to either the big
the
basement or
I'm looking at her tracker right now, and she has both chests marked off. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right, over to East Death Mountain. Meanwhile, Jedder's making his way through Thieves Town.
Amarith, calling an audible here, decides to check Spike Cave, which I like. You got the hook shot, and the mirror. So you do this, you save and quit, you get a health refill after Spike Cave, and you head over, and you get to go through the other side of the Death Mountain the fast way with the hook shot. And we have
Quake medallion.
Quake medallion, our first medallion here at the 1 hour mark. Stupid Aga mirror. Ugh. The worst. Jedders heads up, notices that he left that room just a touch too early, and notices it, so goes back and a second time bombs the opening. So good heads up play there by Jedders to realize that he left that room just a touch too early and had to go back and bomb that open again. All right, we're getting a Paradox Cave from Amarith. Nothing so far in either the top or the bottom, depending. We're about to get the moment of truth here in Thieves Town for Jedders. Is it the flute? Is it the flippers? Nope, it's a bottle, and there are the flippers on Amarith's side in Paradox Cave. That's actually pretty good for, well, I mean, at this point, it's hard to say that there's going to be much that's super good for Jedders. Every piece of progression that Amarith finds up here just, puts him a little bit farther and farther behind. So as we pass the 1 hour mark here, let's reset a little bit. My name is Tyler Salt. I'm here with Trey Spire on Zelda Speedruns. We've got Zeke Highwind, who's providing the stream for us, and we've got Simimus hitting the buttons on the back end as our tracker. This is Challenge Cup Round 2, Game 3 between Amarith and hxcjedders. Winner moves on and still alive for a chance at the brackets. Loser goes home. Story of this match, really the critical play here so far. What came really early, right after Kakariko Village. We had basically nothing coming out of Kak, as we see a sword there in Hookshot Cave for Amarith. And we had Amarith go south to South Shore, and Jedders decided to zag and go over to Pendant Eastern without the bow. Unfortunately, that bow was in Mini Moldorm Cave. Amarith was able to go over and clear Pendant Eastern when she was there and found the hook shot. on Pendant Armos there. This was an Aga seed, and that allowed it forced them both into Aga for a Dark World access, but that hook shot really the difference between our two runners at this point. That is Quake entry for Amarith onto Turtle Rock. So that Quake coming out from Spike Cave, really important there as well.
For sure. And we've got our second sword as well out of that hookshot cave there.
That's right. And we might still need the boots. Amarith is going to need the ice rod. That ice rod is over in Ice Palace, which we'll get to eventually. She's forgot to check the floating island here, and is gonna pop in here for that tempered sword for sure. The other tricky thing is that we need the flute here because the boots are on Desert Ledge and the book is on Lumberjack. So that means the flute is gonna be required to get through this seed to be able to beat Desert Palace.
Safe to say flute for no mode then?
Yeah, from our perspective, yeah, flute from no mode. Jedders gets dead rocked away from one of the two checks that he can do up here. We have the flips. Flips were in Paradox Cave.
Amarith running through one of the slowest rooms in the game. A bootsless spiral cave.
Never fun. Never feels good.
No, especially when you know where your boots are.
All right. Jedders is thinking here and is going to make the Spike Cave play here.
He'll at least get his Quake, which we know is required, at least. So that'll definitely help out a little bit.
Amarith's going to dip into TR, which is a big gamble, and one that's not going to pay off. Well, we don't know that, I guess. Committing herself to a double dip, she doesn't know that. But there is going to be a double dip. No ice rod. Ice rod is in Ice Palace today. Yeah.
But I mean, if the flute's here, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh man, that does actually mean the pet is dead now.
Yep, rip Ped. Yeah, if Flute's on Trinex, that's pretty bad. But here we go. Jedders headed back over towards Eastern and Helma. He needs to kill both of them. Will he? That is the question here.
Suppose it depends upon which you do first. Since he's walking over here in the light world, I don't know what he's planning, because he could have just taken the portal out of the front of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, those red guards being
man, big brain play there from Jedders. Hopefully, if you're looking for a good race, this is the play that you wanted to see here from Jedders. Is going up and gonna get that hook shot off of Pendant Armos Knights here. Really, really big development here for Jedders.
Absolutely. That's definitely gonna at least hopefully push him in the right direction.
Yeah, still gonna there's no reason to not turn right back around and do pod after this. You definitely do that. And going to be right back in this race. Marathon, you can't just kill the buggy. You need the key.
I mean, she can, but she's not going to go anywhere. Nice dodge of the chain chomps there.
Yeah, Jedders doesn't know that the mirror is in pod, but it is, if you do this, even if you find progression, you can go beat Helma right now. You do. You're never going to be closer. So makes sense to do that now anyway.
Ooh, Jetter's out of arrows.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. You can get plenty of arrows up here.
Oh yeah, we're in the dungeon where the bow is introduced. There's plenty of arrow drops everywhere.
All right, we have vanilla big key in TR. So had to check that. Oh no. The one situation you really don't want to misfire an arrow in the wrong direction here.
Yeah, absolutely. Going in with 25, that's plenty.
That should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're me and you screw this up every time, you should be okay. Whew.
And is rewarded with his hook shot, which I don't know if he's going to be happy to see that or not.
I gotta think he won't. All right, Mimic Cave empty. And Jedders is going to head down to the number 5 portal and do Palace of Darkness. So going to get that mirror off of Helma. We're definitely going to have to ask him if he comes in for an interview what made him think to do Armos Knights there.
Oh, absolutely. It's such an interesting decision, doing a pendant dungeon over Crystal Dungeon of all things.
Yeah, I mean, like
a red crystal dungeon at that.
It makes sense. I guess it makes sense. Like, you're over in the area. There are those 2 checks. You know, you had to isolate it. There's never going to be a better time to do it. And since you don't have the mirror, you have to do Eastern first, in order to avoid a save and quit. But you know, I can't see his map if he's using a map tracker. I'm not sure what else he had available to him. Maybe it was nothing. It's entirely possible that these were the only 2 checks that he had.
True. Yeah, I can't think with his item layout what else was left other than these 2 other than these 2 checks.
Yeah, there's nothing. No, these are the last 2 checks that he had. Now that I think about it, because he's already done Smith Chain and all that. So
Red Mail, Laser Bridge, but not much else here in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, no flute. Importantly. So that's another break for Jedders here. Amarith, I have to think, is going to head to Ice Palace at this point.
Yeah, I think either Ice or Swamp.
Yeah, it looks like Ice is the play. That makes sense. If the flute's in Ice, you know, you can go mode Swamp at that point.
Right, yeah, and Swamp is definitely the better dungeon to go mode. You don't have to worry about left side having anything.
Not sure what Amarith's potion situation is. Not a ton of magic to go into Ice Palace with.
No, that's a scary situation there.
does have Tempered Sword, so that will help a little bit.
Right, and we do have Bombos for working with Cold Stare when we get down there.
So it seems like the flute's in Swamp Palace, right?
Totally, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree that the flute is in Swamp Palace. That just makes sense. Probably left side swamp because it's rando, and that's how this goes.
Right. Yeah.
Or it's in the. I guess it could be behind the shovel, maybe.
No, Jedders
Oh, did I
checked
miss
the
that?
shovel. That was 300 rupees.
Wow, I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either in Swamp Palace. Where else could it be? I guess Amerith showed us Cave 45. And Amerith showed us. No, Amerith has not. I think Amerith showed us Graveyard Ledge too, right? Or have we not seen Graveyard Ledge? Am I thinking of a match earlier today?
I'm not sure.
It's not checked on her tracker, but that just might mean she's auto tracking and didn't pick up the item. So I'm not sure.
Nice icebreaker on her side.
Jedders walking out of pod, which is a choice.
Where is he? Oh, you know what? He's probably going up to Graveyard Ledge because he has the mirror now.
Huh. He doesn't have the flippers yet. So yeah.
Right.
So I given that he knows where the boots are, and he knows that almost certainly once he has the boots, like that's going to be his go mode. Or I guess the book is going to be his go mode at this point. And I'm pretty sure that he knows that. So there is not going to be a better time to check this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's for sure. There's nothing in no progression can be in any of the boots checks right now.
Right. So this is the flute. That's a big swing.
Yeah, definitely. Marith did have a blue potion. Got to drink up real quick.
But no,
Well,
just 3 bombs.
It's blue.
I was going to say, Jedders, where are you going? There's nowhere else for you to go.
To his house. He might be going to swamp.
Can't go to swamp. No,
he can't.
flippers.
You're right. Yeah, where is he going?
I do not know. K45, I guess.
Maybe, yeah, just clean up the overworld of your mirror checks, I suppose.
Man, that feels not great when you've got the whole mountain sitting over to you.
But he did get. I mean, he might be thinking that he got to that hook shot late.
Oh, I would have to think so. Yeah.
So there's
especially when you factor in where that bow was.
Yeah, exactly. So he might be thinking, I need to make more aggressive plays here. I've got to go check these one-off checks.
Yeah.
Marith gets her ice rod. Probably not too happy to see that after going through all of Turtle Rock.
I mean, happy to see it that like it was there and not somewhere even worse. At least it was in a chest in a crystal dungeon. But
yes.
Yes, having already gone all the way through Turtle Rock once doesn't feel good. I mean, Jedders on the other hand is going to be able to clear it on this trip.
Which does mean if Trinex has our flute, that's big.
I'd say that's a lead change.
When does Amerith come back to do TR?
At last, I would imagine. She's almost certainly going to go to Swamp Palace first here.
Yeah, totally.
Tempered Sword and Half Magic, a little bit of a smoother fight here for Amerith. Oh, it didn't even occur to me that that Jedders also still needs to go beat Cold Stare.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because he took that death and then didn't have magic to come back down.
Right.
So
So
at least with Icebreaker, it's relatively quick to get back.
yeah, he'll do that last. You know, that's going to be the last thing that he does, obviously, but still.
Yeah, it's still a time commitment you've got to make. All right, this looks like the Swamp Palace play that we're all super excited about.
Yeah, the clear next right decision here for Amarith at this point. We are a flute from no mode.
She might be a flute from Go, actually.
I mean, you know, give or take, actually going and getting the other things. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Depends on how you define Go mode, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Able to beat the game.
Yeah, or have all of the things that you need, right?
Yeah.
I would say that she is a flute from no mode in that she knows where everything is, and then the book is then going to be her. Well, I guess the book doesn't matter at that point.
Do we really need the book?
Yeah, so then I guess that at this point, no, we don't need the book. So yeah, so I guess you could say a flute from Go mode. If Go mode is the point where you consider stop checking chests in dungeons, you know, then sure.
Yeah. Jetter's taking care of Hera, making his way over to the East Death Mountain. I'm sure he's going to be relieved to get both of his swords here.
Yes, for sure. That's true. And I guess I was thinking that we needed that book, but we don't. If we find the flute, we found the mirror. So, you know, she's still, once she gets the flute, she's still going to want to go get those boots on Desert Ledge. But they are probably not required.
Yeah, definitely. Anything to make you go fast, you definitely want to grab.
Yeah, you take them.
Those boots are no exception. Actually, they're probably the one thing you would never consider skipping. Unless you were in like casual boots or something.
Hard to skip an item you already have.
Exactly. Alright, Jetter's getting he's going to have both of his swords and half magic here.
Yeah, and Desert could be boots locked. Luckily, the boots are right outside. So...
Now, if you're Jedders in this situation, do you do TR since you can complete it, or do you try to save that for later?
No, you do it.
You do it?
You're here, you can finish it, you do it. You know you're still looking for the flute, right? You're up here, there are 6 items that are accessible to you in Turtle Rock and Mimic Cave, you do it. Because if you get the flute, then you're good to go.
Yep, and that looks like exactly what he's doing. So if Flute's on Trinex, like we said earlier, that's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, that would be a big swing for Jedders. Both of our runners at this point have to have a double dip, a forced double dip of a dungeon that they have gone all the way through already. Ice for Jedders because he died to Cold Stare, and TR for Amarith because she went through there without the ice rod. So it's really going to be, where is the flute? Is it here in Swamp Palace, or is it on Trinex?
I suppose it has to be one of those two things because we've done everything else.
Yeah.
I believe.
I was gonna say, like, there's the mushroom out there. Well, from Amarith's perspective, Amarith still hasn't done Smith Chain, so it could still be there on Smith Chain for Amarith. We know that it's not.
Yeah.
But the mushroom's boot locked, so it's not going to be there. The book is boots locked. Mushroom is on library, yeah, so.
Yep. Good old diver down, making left side that much more bearable.
Yeah, a little bit of a struggle there, but got it. Not quite first try, but close enough. I love that double that Samaria block strat in chain chops. That's always fun.
Yeah, it's so nice. Just you hit both switches with one block. It's nice.
To Penguin in chat, Trinex does have an item. We can confirm that. We counted on Amarith's a way through. Two full heart containers on left side swamp.
It's getting a little scary.
I mean, if you're one of these, two, obviously you'd still prefer to be Amarith at this point, right? There are, given what we know, there are 4 more checks there are 4 more items in. That's not true. There are 2 more items, I think, in swamp, and I like her chances a little bit better here.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten any dungeon items yet, correct? I don't think I've seen
in
any.
swamp. I don't think so.
So then, yeah, there are 2 items left in here somewhere. Who knows? One of them could just be the flute. There's one.
Gets the big key in the diver down room. Yeah, gonna go back up and check that right now. That's absolutely the right move.
That way you don't have to come back in. Because who wants to come back into Swamp Palace?
Nobody. Gets jerked around there by the stupid door.
And there it is.
There it is. At 1 hour, 26 minutes, 55 seconds, Amarith is in go mode in this game 3 elimination game between these 2 runners. Amarith with the advantage at this point.
And just 20 more rupees in Swamp. I have a feeling she's probably still going to check things along the way. Silvers are a nice boon to eventually get. Not exactly required.
Yeah, I'm only checking chests that were like right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You really don't need to go out of your way for things once you're in go.
Nope.
Especially with this loadout. Unless you're like on Master Sword. Maybe you'll go out of your way looking for Tempered. But Marith right into the Argus fight.
Yeah, because at this point, Jedders still needs to do Paradox Cave. Up here is not done up on the mountain once he beats Trinex here. Still needs to visit Paradox Cave for those flippers.
Yeah, which should ideally shove him towards Swamp. I'm not sure what else he has left.
Yeah, no, he other than finishing ice, but you go to swamp first because you know that there's nothing left in ice. I think so.
Yeah, we'll say I'm pretty sure we got everything out of Ice Palace.
But Amarith is going to go activate that flute. She will flute over to 6. Mirror over, grab those boots on the desert ledge that have been sitting there the whole time. And go beat Desert, run up and kill Trinex, and is going to be on her way to Ganon's Tower. Amarith in the driver's seat to stay alive in the 2021 Challenge Cup here.
Jedders right into the Trinex fight.
Nice job in phase 1, avoiding the ice on the ground.
And a pretty nice phase 2.
Just 10 arrows and a crystal for his trouble, though.
Oh, hate to see it. Couldn't even get like another bow or something, you know?
Right? That flute was required here to get into Desert because the book is boots locked and the boots are down here on the ledge. That is why Amarith was in go mode with that flute.
Not that it matters, but are we boots locked? No, but there's some butter on the torch.
And sure, why not? Grab it.
It's there.
You're in the challenge cup. You can have it. Get it.
Exactly.
Hard item pool. Whatever.
Yeah. Cool kids play with silver.
Dang right.
A nice big key for her trouble, I suppose.
Pretty nice.
I guess it's the other way around.
Yeah. Like, you know, go in there, you get a sword and the big key, that's it. Out. Done. All right, Jedder's going to get his flippers here in the 5-chest area of Paradox Cave. But it is looking like it's going to be too little too late here. Nothing is over yet, but it would take something weird, I think, for Jedders to make it back at this point.
Yeah, at this point is definitely a Amarith's race to lose. It feels like.
I cannot believe he made it back on the platform there. His sprite was all the way over that pit.
Oh my goodness, man! I've only recently learned how to like save yourself off of falling with a spin. And let me tell you, if that was me, I would have fallen for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Zeke pointing out that Amarith has despawned GT in a race before, which is a good point. But let's not. That one. If that happens, that's on you, Zeke, not on me.
Yeah, Zeke. Jeez. Just a map from Landmo here. Not that we were expecting too much.
All right, all that's standing between Amarith and Ganon are Trinex and the Ganon's Tower Big Key here.
Amarith made her way through the worst the worst room in the game, as we've coined it here. I guess screen, because it is more of a larger area.
Yeah, it's definitely a screen. Yeah, too early. None of these guesses count until Amarith gets that crystal. We'll do the Gans Tower Big Key guessing in the old-fashioned way, since Sahabot's on vacation.
Hey, even bots need some R&R sometimes.
Sure. Rest and reprogramming.
Yes. All right. I guess ideally this shouldn't be too bad for Amarith, because since everything is already open, she just has to run down to Trinex.
No, it's what getting back through TR is pretty quick. It's pretty quick. It's taking all those little side checks, the side quests to get all the stuff that you need in TR. That takes a long time. If you don't need to go open in chests or go to Laser Bridge, it's pretty quick to get back to Trinex.
Yeah, totally. Especially
or
if you
go to Mimic Cave or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you need to go in the dungeon.
Fastest fire rod in the West. Oh, interesting. Jedders is going straight to the back, not going left side swamp, which makes me worried that he is not going to turn around when he gets this big key here in this room. The big chest is where that flute is, so we'll see.
He's probably committing to just coming back in a second time.
This left side Samaria setup for Diver Down seems strictly worse than the right side setup. It just looks so much harder to me. I don't understand.
I feel the same way, because I definitely have tried it, and I have even using a guide on how to do it. I have no idea how to do it. So anything
that requires you to adjust like that many times. Similarly, if I don't get Icebreaker on the first time, I start again from the beginning. I can't, people kind of do some sword slashes and adjustments, and I've never figured out how that works. It's black magic to me, watching the tutorial. So whatever.
Same, totally same. But I mean, when they do it, once it's actually done, it looks really nice.
All right, so that's crystal number 7 for Amarith. I know the bot's broken, but now you can guess GT.
Yeah, number between 1 and 22. GT big key somewhere, preferably a whole number, please. No fraction, no irrational.
Pi.
Yeah, no irrationals, no imaginaries, please. Whole, real numbers only. And we'll see where it is. I guess the winner gets fake imaginary internet points.
Fake imaginary internet points. Yes.
we can't give them fake internet points because Sahabot's down.
I guessed 19 because I meant to guess 10, but my finger was in the wrong place.
8 is my guess. It is normally my guess, so we're going for it.
Number 1 is a small key. Number 2 is also a small key, and Amarith is headed right.
And we're skipping tile room as most people who are not me will do.
Are you a tile room gambler?
A little bit, because I am the person who, if I'm feeling behind, I will do tile room like third for check 3, and 89% of the time I feel behind. So
I almost in my race yesterday, I almost checked it on my way back through the right side before compass room after I had checked the other side, but I chickened out at the last second.
what did it paid off?
No, it was in compass room.
Well, darn.
Yeah. Oh, and while I was jabbering away, Amarith is going full right.
I also approve of this play.
It's a weird one, but I like it.
I mean, hey, if it's behind Ice Armos, you save a lot of time.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, you know those numbers that you guessed? That you thought gave you a particular chest? Well, no.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, not sure what's going on with Jedders' screen. It is buffering for us as well. So, stand by. Oh, but there it is. Full right, the play.
Wow. That never happens.
So that was number 1, 2,
Was it 8?
6.
Heck yeah, let's go.
No, I thought it was pretty sure it was
No, wait,
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What was it?
It was 7. It was the first chest.
Well, Zeke, you lied to me. Don't get me excited.
Yeah, Hope Room, skipped Tile Room, 4 checks in Compass Room. Oh, Bob's chest. I forgot about Bob's chest.
So I am right.
How could I forget about Bob's chest? This game is rigged.
Don't take this away from me. I never win the GT Big Key game.
GG's to Trey Spire. You win some imaginary fake internet points.
Heck yeah. The best kind.
I am ashamed for forgetting about Bob.
Good old Bob.
So no word yet on what happened with Jedders or if we're going to be able to get his stream back. So apologies for the inconvenience here, but do stand by.
In the meantime, we've got a Marith running through Gauntlet as quick as she can.
Not quite as quick as she can, because with an assist from the BMOS there, because she has the boots and has maybe forgotten about them a couple times, but is setting up for the double spin. Oh, almost had it.
Interesting. So I'm guessing Samaria there just stops you from moving after you hit them all, and lets you get the second spin.
Yeah, it either stops you from moving, or like maybe it's to create some lag or something. I don't know. Probably just to stop you from moving, like the Ganon strat.
I might steal that because that's an interesting thing there. I like it.
I'll probably just keep doing it the same way that I've been doing it. through the most satisfying rooms in the game, headed to the torches, pulls out the lamp to conserve magic. Marith is a little light on safeties. Did not pick up any potions or anything.
Yeah, but with half magic and I guess using the lamp here, like there's plenty of magic to go around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll get some refills up here, and we'll probably just do torch glitch with the lamp, and then we'll be plenty fine.
Absolutely. We saw her wait there for the jingle, as we all discussed earlier.
Yes, we did.
She's done it.
Not today, though.
Not today. Wow, and there's the silvers.
There's literally like two things that could be that could help. One of them is like a bottle with a blue goo, and the other is the silvers, which she just pulled. So there you go.
Oh, you gotta love seeing silvers in the climb. Nice validation, 20 rupees.
Memes.
Hey, nothing wrong with some memes.
I guess. All right, Amerith into, for my money, the hardest boss fight in the game, Aga 2.
Absolutely.
Ooh, just misses a triple there. Some really nice patterns, though. That was a 1-2-2-1, I believe.
Yep. That by my count, I agree.
And Amerith is off to Ganon's Tower for a date with the big pig, and a date with the with staying alive in this tournament. 1 + 2 + 1. Even if it was true, that would be 1 + 1 + 2 + 1. And you said not 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. There we go. That's a good reference.
Good old Clue.
My favorite movie of all time. 1 + 2 + 1 + 1. Bang! Very good. Going ham with that butter sword on the pig. Which now I'm hungry.
I see your pun, and I only somewhat appreciate it. The rest of me is groaning, and I love it. Ganon. Okay, thank you. Teleport happy today, apparently.
Yep. But we do have silvers. Oh, just misses the triple.
Almost.
But there it is. Get your GGs in chat for Amerith. And we can confirm that Amerith has won this race with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 51 seconds. So GG's to Amerith, GG's to Jedders, who forfeit shortly thereafter. We lost his stream as well. But GG's to Amerith and to Jedders for a fun race. And Merith's in the waiting room, and hopefully we can get her up here for an interview shortly. And there she is. We are joined by Amerith. GG's to you. Congratulations. You're moving on. How do you feel?
On to a whole nother level of stress. Out of the first garbage disposal into the next, I take it, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So your thoughts on this seed here?
Oh man, I just felt behind the entire time out. Like that Thieves Town dip was just so bad and just nothing, and having the double dip TR was just like, oh man, how could this have gone more wrong?
Well, I can tell you how it could have gone more wrong, because unfortunately it went that way for Jedders. Our first little bit of divergence was right after Kakariko, where you went south for South Shore, as is tradition, and Jedders went over to Eastern and went into Eastern without the bow, and so left that hook shot there for a long time, and that ended up being the real difference in the race.
Ooh, yeah, I could see where that would really hurt, because then you don't get your East mountain access. Because where was Mirror again?
Mirror was on Helma.
Mirror was on Helma, but it was actually a little bit worse, because so after Aga, he went up to Catfish and then went right into Pod and got his mitts. So he had West Dark World access through Kakariko.
And you ended up doing everything over there.
Yep. And so last location to the hook shot and the mirror, essentially, right there. So yeah, that was at that point, needed. He was able to. He did an out of logic Ice Palace, and so had that ice rod, and so single dipped TR, and really his big chance there was if the flute was sitting on TR after you having to double dip it, but you pulled it out in Swamp Palace instead, and that was the difference here.
Yeah, well, sometimes rando's just gonna rando. So
yes, it is. So Amerith, you are moving on here to a and also Jedders took a death to Cold Stare, unfortunately, as well. So he would have had to go back through there at that point. But Amerith, you are headed on to the final stage of groups against Homewrecker, who lost 2-0 to Fant in the winners final, and I see Homewrecker in chat here. Do you want to engage in any friendly smack talk?
I'm not really one for a super crazy smack talk. I'm just gonna say, look forward to our matches. I'm hopeful, but I know Homewrecker's pretty good and gonna give me a run for my money, so I can't let up any bit from here. So
play it close to the vest. I respect that. Oh, so Homewrecker, if you're in chat and you want to throw some smack talk out there too, I encourage this. Looking forward to it for sure. Very nice.
Okay. A friendly match. That I'm sure that will also be super exciting to watch.
It's a game. Yeah. Looking forward to it as well. Trey, you any questions for Amerith? I've been talking a lot.
No.
All right then.
You're good doing what you're doing. I appreciate this part of it for sure.
All right. Amerith, I'll leave it to you. Any last words? I'm sorry that we haven't been able to hear from Jedders, unfortunately, but I don't think that he will be joining us. So any words from you at the end of this seed?
Not really. Just GG's to Jedders was really rough run. You had me a bit worried just because from League, he was one of the people on one of the teams in my group that was just oh man, they're one of the teams that I have to really, really worry about. So going into this, I was like, oh man, here we go again. It just doesn't let up.
Yeah, I was also in that group, and we talked about in chat earlier. Jedders' high point probably was a really, really nice fighter sword moth fight. And Tabby Cat was in chat talking about how he's fine with that, and it happens in spoiler all the time. And I was like, I know, because you guys smoked us in spoiler week in League this year, so I'm quite familiar. Yeah. So GG's to Amerith. Looking forward to that winner go home match between you and Homewrecker in round number 3. So thank you for agreeing to be restreamed. We really appreciate it. And thank you to hxcjedders as well. GG's to you, my friend, wherever you are. Trey, it was a delight working with you today.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. A great race. And Just it was a great one to be able to commentate.
Yep, a lot of fun. Thanks again to Samimus, who is pushing the buttons, our tracker there tonight. Thank you very much to her, and to Zeke Highwind, wherever you are, who ran our restream today. Thank you for having us. Make sure you give these fine folks a follow. Their Twitch handles are in chat now. Thank you, Zeke, for that. And yeah, give them a follow. Putting out great content. Probably. I don't know. Probably. Yeah. You watch more Rando. It's good. Words.
Thank you, Tyler Salt, for calling everybody out for to be followed. Also, make sure to follow Zelda Speedruns. We have 4 channels: 1, 2, _3, and _. And keep an eye out for more Challenge Cup. We've got a lot of races coming up. If we look at our schedule for races coming up on Zelda Speedruns, we have quite a few races tomorrow across several different games. No Link to Past sets for schedule at the moment, but if you like Zelda Randomizers or Zelda Speedruns, there's plenty of both tomorrow. And speaking of speedruns, if the comms don't have any final thoughts, we're going to be rating Zelda Speedruns 3, which has a Link to the Past randomizer NMG tournament between Link Orange and Void.
Ooh, NMG. No, I'm good. Thanks, everybody. This was a lot of fun. My ZSR debut. Looking forward to coming more Challenge Cup races as we go. GG's to America.
GG's again. This was a lot of fun, and I will be sure to catch you guys later.
Then from Zelda Speedruns, have a good evening and enjoy the NMG.